Okay, to start with, you're going to separate the 3 sets of foundations, and then you're going to cut a 12-inch by 22-inch piece of the lighter color that you're going to be using, a 12 by 22-inch piece of the dark, lay them right sides together, and then put your foundation blocks on top. I ironed it nice and smooth after I set this on top of the 2 layers of fabric, and then I put pins in the corners just to hold it in place till we get it sewn. Then you're going to take a background piece, 12 by 22 inches, and your dark color, 12 by 22, right sides together, and another set of the foundation. And the last one is a background piece and the lighter color of your 2 colors for the top. Right side, both are 12 by 22 inches, right sides together, and then on the back of one of the pieces of fabric, you'll put your third foundation set. Then we're going to take it to the machine and we're going to sew on the solid lines, just on the solid lines, on all 3 pieces. Okay, so I have all 3 sets sewn now. You can see they're sewn on the solid line, and it's all laying nice and flat. So now what we're going to do is we'll set 2 of these aside, and we're going to trim on the broken lines. So I'll just start at the one end and trim right on that broken line. And you can go around the outside edge first. It doesn't matter. It's whatever way you're comfortable with trimming them. And now just keep trimming till you don't see any more dotted lines to cut. And for this particular quilt, you need 16 blocks that are your background and the light fabric, 16 blocks that are the dark and the background fabric, and 16 that are the light and the dark. And then you'll need to cut from the background fabric, you'll need to cut 16 4.5-inch squares. And then you'll take these to the cutting board. And if you run your continuous line of stitching, some of these blocks will have the corner stitched down and the stitching just comes right out. And then we will take it to the pressing mat and we'll press our blocks open, and I usually press them with the seam allowance going towards the dark side. And then if you want, you can trim off all the dog ears. Usually I just do it as I'm sewing the quilt together, but if you want to just trim them all ahead of time, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of these and get them all pressed, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so I have laid out my blocks according to the diagram. You can see the the chart is on the wall next to it. And then I will stitch the rows together or stitch the blocks together to make rows, and then stitch the rows together. And we'll swing over there. This one is completed. After you've sewn them all together, we're going to add a two and a half inch strips to the four sides, and then it's ready to be quilted. This is just a little bit of help, but this is a real simple quilt to make. If you need a quick project, this is right up your alley. This is a great one, and this is an old traditional block. I believe it's called the Carpenter's Wheel. So happy sewing.